Retirement, retirement, retirement. It's on everyone's mind, right? But are we thinking about it the right way? Today's deep dive is all about gold IRAs.
Gold IRAs, yeah. Everyone's talking about them.
Exactly. This whole idea of diversifying with precious metals, it's like, well, it's intriguing, to say the least.
It's shiny.
It is shiny. And that's what we're going to unpack today. We're using this gold IRA blueprint. It was published just last month, so it's got all the latest info for 2024.
It does, yes. And it's vetted by experts, so we know the information's accurate.
Love that. So let's just get right into it. For anyone who's maybe hearing about this for the first time, what exactly is a gold IRA? It's not as simple as like stuffing gold coins under my mattress, is it?
It's not quite that, no.
Okay, good.
It is an IRA, so it's similar to what you probably already know. But instead of holding stocks and bonds, you're holding physical gold.
Hold on, actual physical gold.
Actual physical gold, silver, platinum, palladium. So,
Like, I could theoretically have a Scrooge McDuck moment, swim around in it?
well, maybe not swim in it, but it is tangible, yeah.
Yeah.
It's held by a custodian for safekeeping, which is kind of cool, especially in our digital world.
Yeah, it's like the ultimate comfort item, but for retirement.
There you go.
But, okay, let's get real for a sec. Why gold? Why not stick with the usual stocks and bonds?
Ah, the age-old question.
Right.
Well, you know what they say about not putting all your eggs in one basket?
Diversification, yeah.
Exactly. Gold has a really incredible track record of holding its value, especially when things get a little rocky.
When the economy's,
When the economy's having a moment. Exactly.
Right.
Or inflation goes crazy. Think about the 1970s.
Oh, yeah.
Inflation was through the roof,
Right.
but gold, it tripled in value.
Really?
Yeah. It's like, having a fire extinguisher. You hope you never have to use it,
Right.
but it's good to know it's there,
Just in case.
just in case.
Okay, so less about getting rich quick, more about protecting what I have long term.
That's a great way to put it.
Okay, but this has got to be more complicated than just opening a regular brokerage account online, right?
You're telling me this is not your grandpa's IRA.
Definitely not.
It takes a little more
Yeah. You
know-how.
hand holding.
A little bit, a little bit.
Yeah.
This blueprint actually calls it not your grandpa's IRA, which I love.
So walk me through this then. How do I even go about setting up one of these gold IRAs? It's not like I can just stroll into my local bank branch, right?
Not quite, no.
Yeah.
You're going to need a specialized custodian.
A custodian, is that like what? A financial advisor, but for my gold specifically?
Kind of. They are IRS approved to handle these types of assets to make sure everything's legit. Think of it like instead of hiding your gold in your sock drawer,
Right.
they're the security guard for it.
So no burying it in the backyard then.
Maybe not.
There go my weekend plans. But no, that makes sense, especially with something as valuable as gold. Makes sense to have it like professionally taken care of.
Exactly. You want it to be in safe hands. And this actually ties into that whole self-directed thing that the blueprint talks about.
Okay, self-directed. See, that's where I start to get a little, yeah, a little bit. Like, I need to be a precious metals expert all of a sudden.
You don't have to be an expert,
Mm-hmm.
but you are a bit more hands-on than with a regular IRA. Like you're choosing the dealer you're buying your metals from. You're making sure that those metals meet IRS standards.
Oh, there are standards.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
So, you're kind of like the director of your own little retirement movie. But instead of casting actors, you're choosing gold bars.
So more control, but also a lot more responsibility.
There you go. Yeah.
And potentially more room for me to mess it up.
Potentially, yes. It's like, learning to drive stick shift.
Okay. Yeah.
It's cool. You have more control, but you better know what you're doing.
Yeah.
That's why, having something like this blueprint is so helpful because it kind of walks you through all those potential potholes. Speaking of potholes, have you ever heard of prohibited transactions?
Prohibited transactions. That sounds bad. Like I can't use my gold bars to buy a yacht or something.
Well,
okay.
Not exactly far off, no.
Yeah.
The IRS has rules
Yep.
about what you can and can't do with the assets that are in your gold IRA. Like let's say you decide to take your gold bars to go buy a yacht before retirement age.
Right.
Big no-no.
Got it.
Big penalties.
Okay, so no early purchases with my gold bars. I got it. So we've got the custodian. That's like my vault. Self-directed means I'm calling the shots, but very carefully. But what about the actual investments themselves? Like, is it just, am I picking between gold bars or gold coins? Is that it?
Actually, you have options.
Yeah.
And that's what I like about this blueprint, is that it really lays out that variety. So you can go for the classic gold bars or coins if you prefer. Some people like that, a little more collectible, tangible.
Sure.
But you can also look into things like mining stocks.
Oh, So I could invest in the companies that are getting the gold out of the ground.
Exactly. And that's another way to diversify.
Within the IRA itself.
Given the IRA itself, exactly.
Yeah.
And then there are also things like metal-related bonds.
What's that?
So think of it as kind of like a loan to a mining company, but it's backed by, you guessed it, precious metals.
Okay, so there's like a bunch of different
Of a bunch of different options.
flavors. Okay, so if I'm feeling adventurous, mining stocks.
Yeah.
If I want to sleep well at night,
Gold bars.
gold bars. Got it. But we keep saying gold. We keep saying gold. It's not just T-gold, though, right? We have all this other precious metals.
It's a veritable precious metals party in there. We can't forget about silver, platinum, and palladium.
Right. And those each have their own
Pros and cons.
things to think about.
Exactly.
Okay, so let's say I've gone through this whole process. I've got my custodian. I've carefully selected